Okay, but why? Why?
So
Why did you want to start a podcast?
Well, I think both of us have had, essentially, I'm just going to call it a hate video made on us.
What?
Both of you two have.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Josh is just
Both
getting ready for
me
his...
and you.
They're going to use podcast footage for that video. You know that, right?
Oh,
it's going to be sick. Ad fucking, claim that shit. Get all the ad revenue. Come on, man. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'll do it now.
Let's do this! Jordi Maxim van de Busche, better known as Kwebbelkop, is a Dutch YouTuber currently trying to reinvent himself through AI. And I do mean that in the literal sense. On August 1st of 2023, he uploaded a video titled Minecraft, but you only get one block, which wasn't out of the ordinary for him. You see, Kwebbelkop started off on YouTube uploading his first gaming video on May 3rd of 2011, which was gameplay footage of the game Black Ops 1 on the zombie map Call of the Dead. He'd eventually go on to do Minecraft Let's Plays, finding his initial footing in the YouTube content atmosphere, even surpassing 10,000 subscribers 2 years after starting. On September 17th of 2013, a game came out that forever changed the lives of millions of people, and thousands of content creators, Grand Theft Auto 5. To date, it is the 5th most popular gaming franchise ever made, with sales reaching over 185 million copies sold worldwide. For Kwebbelkop, it was what turned him from a broke gamer into a multi-millionaire. Kwebbelkop started off posting GTA fact finders, mythbusters, and his most popular type of content, stunt videos. He'd gain a lot of traction posting stunts not many others were really trying, filming the whole process throughout the entire video. For a time, Kwebbelkop would play alone, garnering a fan base and starting to curate a brand. Even though he was playing a mature game, he tried to keep it family friendly, and his orange branding would help. He started showing it pretty much everywhere. Fucking everywhere. Orange play button. Insane orange GTA 5 garage tour. Orange Lamborghini. You get it. This man's entire branding would just be orange. Which would actually come to help him when creating the team known as Robust along with Cody Brown and Akib. For all of you Robust fans, notice how I didn't say Jelly or Slogo. That's because they weren't there at the start of it. In a twit longer written by Cody, we learned that he started Team Robust with Kwebbelkop at the start of this year, meaning 2014. We started out with just the two of us, and it grew to a new group member, Akib. A lot of Kwebbelkop's fans may not remember this time, mostly because they weren't born yet, but more because the videos and backlog of their content have been deleted. But we do have some video evidence of them playing together, albeit from Jelly's first channel, GTA 5 videos.
Hey Jordi, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Guys, it's time to meet Cody. We're in Amsterdam.
Cody, man! What's going on, man? How's it going? Okay, I'm not the one getting... I'll give Rachel a hug first. Hi, how you doing?
Julian.
How was your ride? Cody, man!
Beautiful Rachel.
Am I short? Yes, you are. Fuck you, man!
Cody would say that Akib was later kicked out of the group in favor of Jelly by designated group leader Jordi. As the story goes, Kwebbelkop, Cody, Jelly, and a few others would take a trip to London, meeting up sometime in 2014. Kwebbelkop would gift Cody something expensive as a reminder of what he can do for him and the money he makes. Holding the gift over Cody's head, something Cody found to be a little weird. Adam Plays YouTube was another YouTuber that tagged along on this trip, and he was kind of a dick. He'd mess around with Cody's equipment and devices, logging into his social media and tweeting out some insane things like Cody having CP. Cody told him to stop, but the next morning, Adam would do the same thing, tweeting out that Cody liked men and that Kwebbelkop was a god. This rightfully enraged Cody. Kwebbelkop's not a god, but Kwebbelkop, feeling the need to feed his ego, backs up Adam instead of the Robust co-founder, leading to a verbal altercation between Kwebbelkop and Cody, resulting in Cody punching Jordi, ripping a part of his shirt. The two were separated, later making up, but Jordi still not accepting the apology, rather requesting monetary compensation in the value of the shirt. Fair? But when Cody wasn't able to find the shirt, Jordi would kick him out of the group. The details of this story are there, and you can read the rest for yourself, but keep in mind how Cody talks about Jordi, and how Jordi considers himself to be the designated group leader, and how Jordi would use his money to influence his power over other collaborators, because it will come up eventually. Kwebbelkop and Jelly would start uploading content together, slowly introducing a third member, Slogo Man, and the three would form the next Robust team, collaborating on videos for the next 5 years.
Jordi, can we actually kiss?
No.
Josh, we can kiss.
Okay.
No! Too close! Too close! I'm out!
Guys, can we please?
Next question is, do a bottle flip. Right, here we go. Bottle flip on Jordi's belly. Let's do this. Get the belly out. Get down there for the bottle flip. Here we go. Go again.
This is the one.
Alright, my turn, okay? My turn, okay? Ready? God damn, I missed.
One more try. Okay. Jordy, get on your belly. We're back.
One more try. Just go.
Guys, first thing,
Was that hard?
it'll give him like right on the testicle.
But by early 2019, Kwebbelkop would start to appear less frequently in the videos, feeling burnt out and to quote, have a depression.
Like how we left.
How you left.
Yeah, for me, like I just wasn't there. Like,
Yeah. No, because I've never asked you this.
Yeah.
And I wonder, like, obviously I have my own perspective.
Yes, of course.
Slogo, Josh, you got your own perspective.
Yeah.
What's your perspective? How did you leave? How
No,
did it happen?
I can share my experience at the time, right? So for years we'd been recording videos. It was lovely. And then I was in Canada. I'm pretty sure. I had a girlfriend there. I wasn't in a relationship that I was happy with, and or the relationship wasn't making me happy, I should say. And I just really started feeling burned out, which I've eventually gotten treatment for. I got a depression, which I've also been treated for.
I feel really bad. Like,
Hit me.
but I don't think it's a depression. I think it's
I've
just
been
you-
in a depression.
I
Is
think
that
you just
what
got depression.
you be.
I don't.
No, like you
I
go
just-
through a
but I
depression.
just,
Let the
like,
man speak.
I'm sorry. I've heard
share.
you say this so many times, and every time you say it, I always think to myself, "Is that grammatically correct?"
Josh,
To
I'll say a
"a
lot of things that
depression."
are
Hit me. Can we
grammatically
Google this?
I
Can we
don't think-
pull this up?
I don't
Can we
think-
know?
I
Like I would
mean,
love to know.
I
I'd
don't.
love to know.
I want to know as well because I've heard you say it before. Say a depression.
I've
I'm
had
like,
a depression or I've
I'm
had
pretty sure you
depression.
just said you had depression.
I've been through a depression.
It sounds
You
weird to
I've
say
been-
this when we're in
This
such an.
is so off topic. Can we please? I was enjoying.
Sorry,
I mean,
sorry.
He was going through all of these difficult
It was,
things.
it
to
was
talk
an
about.
intrusive thought. It was an intrusive
That's
thought.
fine. That's fine. That's fine.
That's the reason he left.
The pressure was too much. No.
And by late 2019, Kwebbelkop would stop uploading videos with the Robust group altogether, announcing that he would step away from the daily uploads to doing better content, which means he would flex his $7 million mansion on us.
The master bathroom with a bad tub, which I never use. I never use this bad tub. That's why it's a bad tub.
After realizing that flex content just doesn't hit on YouTube anymore, he'd go back to uploading gaming content, but this time by himself. Seeing his view count dwindling, he'd start looking into other ventures. VTubers began appearing on YouTube sometime around 2016, but became more of a phenomenon in the late 2020s. VTubers use an avatar to present themselves by means of motion capture to have an online presence without really having to show their faces. From appearing on commercials to breaking live streaming world records, VTubers are a culture on YouTube that can be easily overlooked. Kwebbelkop seems to have high hopes for the future of VTubers, and that is why he began to start looking for people who could potentially run a VTuber channel for him. He had some failed ventures like Hero, a person famous for looking like Kwebbelkop.
Hey Jordy, how's it going? It's me, your little bro. You keep insulting me and I won't take the low blow. You say I shouldn't play GTA, just Mario. Well, I'ma get you back, so get ready, yo. You look like an alien, came out a UFO. All your videos are just a copy-paste from Slogo. Just like all my videos are a copy-paste from you. The difference is when they all get double your views. When you run away in GTA, you always get a heli. In the morning, please consider showering cause you're smelly. You say the same crap on your videos on a daily, but you only get views if your thumbnail has jelly.
Now listen! That's called motherfucking bars, nigga! You know nothing about that!
But that is when Hassan, better known as Tiger or Liger, comes into play. A lot of you may have heard of Tiger from Sunny V2's video, but I don't think he gave you the full story of what exactly happened. Hassan started off on YouTube posting Agario content under the name Tigar, but he would also run other accounts like a T-Series PewDiePie live sub countdown, also running a Fortnite channel hosting Fortnite fashion shows under the name Sneep, and also owning a Minecraft server.
My name is Tiger, also known as Liger.
Sorry, hang on.
Also known as Sneep. Do you really think I'm that relevant?
Sneep?
Yes, Sneep. I used to make Fortnite videos. I got millions of views.
Okay, hold up a second.
Relax.
Hold up a second.
In early 2020, Kwebbelkop would make a tweet asking for participants for his hide-and-seek Minecraft video, and Hassan, using his already verified account, would ask to participate, getting a response in under 3 minutes.
One night I was out with my friends, and all of a sudden I go on my Twitter, and I see a tweet from Kwebbelkop. And the funny thing is, I didn't even follow the guy.
Did you know who he was?
I knew who he was, yes, but I never watched any of his videos. I'm gonna be honest.
Right.
But I knew who he was. You know?
Got it.
Anyways, it said, you know, someone you know liked this tweet, you might like it too. And it was basically him tweeting, hey, I'm looking for hide and seek participants. And at the time I had the L series channel, so it was verified. I took a screenshot of that channel. It was inactive at the time, but whatever. I just shot my shot. And what do you know? After 3 minutes, I got a response from Kwebbel.
He picked you. He blessed you with his.
Yeah, pretty much. He blessed me. Yeah. And then I got onto the hide and seek challenge. I was the first to be found. Sadly, sadly, yeah, I was the first to be found.
Not
but,
much of an overachiever. Then.
You were like using your voice in that video? You were commentating?
Yes, no face cam though.
Okay.
So there's a video out there. That video's still up.
The first
it's
video.
up, the first
with-
video.
Before Tiger was Tiger.
Exactly.
After being hired as a cameraman for his Minecraft videos, Hassan would surprise Jordy with his knowledge of Minecraft commands from his days of owning a server, which would quickly gain him ranks on Jordy's team.
Off. The name was Hero. And then eventually,
I forgot about that one.
I think I showed you.
I remember vaguely.
But it never did anything. And then eventually got back in the Netherlands, was making these Minecraft spectacle videos where we would like mine like 1 million blocks and things like that. And my cameraman, I hired a cameraman. He was like a god in Minecraft. He was just doing all the commands. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's great. And I started doing some mod videos and occasionally needed someone to help me out with like a mod. And then I was like, this guy's actually has like some solid talent as a YouTuber.
Right.
And that was Hassan or Tiger or Liger.
Yellow.
He's yellow.
You added the color there as well.
Exactly.
Right.
Recognizing Hassan's potential to become a YouTuber, the two would agree to open up a channel, Tiger, with Jordy owning it but supplying Hassan with the team, as well as a salary, but keeping the revenue Hassan would make on the channel.
Yeah, so I was also working as a creative director for Kwebbelkop, so I was in charge of his videos and my own.
Okay.
And at the start, we were doing the same thing that you guys were doing, uploading the same content but different POVs. But that didn't really, work for that long because I was just seen as like a sidekick.
Yeah.
So then eventually I told Jordy, hey, I kind of want to take the reins. I want to like make solo content because I feel like if we keep doing this, the channel isn't going to go anywhere.
And how big was the channel roughly at this point?
At this point, it was at about 200,000 subscribers.
Which is still a lot. Like...
It is a lot. It is a lot, 100%. But I had big ambitions.
Sure. So just a quick question on that then. So you say you have big ambitions on that. And it grew to 200,000 subs. But as far as you were aware at that time, you were just making a salary.
Yeah, so this is what I forgot to mention. So I got a minimum guaranteed salary of 5,000, and I also got a revenue share of 30%.
Okay, from the beginning.
From the beginning, yes.
From the Tiger channel.
Yes.
Okay. That's pretty good. You started with essentially no channel.
I was completely fine with that as well because his team was taking care of everything. I was essentially just the actor.
He was taking the risk. He was paying
taking the
everyone.
risk. He was paying everyone.
They would post content regularly together, growing the channel to 900,000 subscribers, with them even having a verbal agreement to a 70-30 revenue split after, which meant everything was going smoothly, right? A couple days after the verbal agreement, Hassan would ask if one day in the future if he could do a buyout of the channel, and this is where everything changed.
But issues started to arise when, I kind of took control in my own hands. Yeah. And, obviously I was doing way more work than I was supposed to. So then I approached him and I told him, hey, I'm going to need a bit more revenue. I'm going to need a bigger cut because I'm doing all these things. And we agreed to that verbally. We agreed to 50-50 and then getting rid of the minimum guaranteed salary.
Okay. So is that 50-50 of the net or the...
After cost.
So 50-50 after cost.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So
50-50 profit. But he was the only investor as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jordy snapped. He would tell Hassan, look around, I built this. This is my money. Sound a little familiar?
Right. I don't know when this is. I told him like a couple of years from now we can do like a buyout, whatever, right? That just rubbed him off really, really wrong. And he just looks at me and we're in his apartment.
You rubbed him off?
Yeah, no.
Gosh, he is getting emotional.
Sorry.
Come on, man. Have some sympathy.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Relax.
So one night, you were in his apartment.
I was in his apartment.
Is this before or after rubbing him off?
Okay.
Reset.
Relax. Back to the emotional one. He looks at me and he goes, look around, Hassan. This is all because of me. And I'm like, what?
Look around you where?
Like, look around the apartment.
What was he showing?
Like, it's a nice apartment. He's like,
expensive things?
Expensive
Wait,
things.
This is his apartment, you said?
Yes, I was living with him. I don't know where it was. Did you guys visit him? What type of friends are you guys?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
So was it? It doesn't matter where it was, but yeah. So we're getting off the point. So he looked around and said, "What did he say? Sorry."
He said, "Look around you. This is all because of me." And I was like, this is getting pretty awkward. He's like, "Are you trying to?" He told me like, "Are you trying to fuck me over? This and that. I invested this much, and I understand that." But I just simply made a proposition saying like, "Yo, eventually in the future, I would like to own the channel."
So you weren't asking for it to happen now.
No.
Did you feel like threatened?
Threatened? No. Uncomfortable? Yes. My calculations, the channel just about broke even. And anyways, the assistant takes the cost breakdown, goes to Jordy, and then I just hear Hassan over it. He was just yelling. He's like, "Come over here." I go over, and the guy just starts yelling at me. And there's like 7-8 people in the office. He's just yelling, "You're trying to fuck me over. What the fuck is this?"
Kwebbelkop said that.
Kwebbelkop said that to me. Yeah. And in my head, I was like, "Why are you doing this in front of everyone? You could have just came into my little studio. We could have talked about this. Normally, you don't have to shout at me." And at that point, he goes, "What the fuck are you trying to do? Putting down the money that you saved me." And then he said, "I let you live rent free." And then in my head, I was just like, "You asked me to come here. You asked me to come live with you."
So if it was breaking even, were you actually making any money at this point?
I did not get paid out for the revenue ever. I only had the salary.
But you got rid of that though at some point. This is the base salary.
No, that was just verbally. We never actually got it on paper.
Right. So
because when we agreed to it verbally that we were going to do 50-50, 2 days after I told him on that night, like, "Yo, I want to own the channel someday."
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
So it wasn't contractually ready yet.
Now before.
It's the same tactics he used on Cody. After realizing who he thought was his close friend was actually only just a business partner, Hassan would pack up his things and go home, leaving Jordy to fire the team he had gotten for the Tiger channel. A month would go by without any contact between the two, but out of spite, Hassan would create the channel Liger, posting a back catalog of old Tiger videos, and then uploading Why I Left Kwebbelkop and Tiger, which actually did garner him some attention.
Now, this is actually my 5th time recording this because I have to really watch out what I say because there's eyes on me.
hey, there's eyes everywhere. I gotta watch out. Now, I've been reading comment after comment after comment, and everyone is asking the same thing. Why are you not uploading to Tiger, and what happened between you and Kwebbelkop? Well, guys, it essentially boils down to one thing, and that is that me and Kwebbelkop are actually no longer friends.
He couldn't say much due to legal reasons, but he told viewers his dreams of becoming a YouTuber were stopped, implying that it may have had something to do with Kwebbelkop.
And you're happy, you finally made YouTube your dream job. You can now help out your family, you can help them pay bills, and do that and this, and then everything is gone. Well, guys, that is pretty much all I can say to that. Now, I could have went way more into detail, but I can't.
Tiger was never made by Kwebbelkop. Instead, Kwebbelkop would help him out, giving him advice on how to make videos and be more confident. But Hassan was a YouTuber before Jordy, and used that to his advantage. He'd advertise his own videos on Kwebbelkop's channel, leading a bunch of Kwebbelkop's audience to find his new Liger channel.
So what I did is, first I uploaded around 20 videos to the channel. All of them were getting like 50 to 100 views. I was getting kind of demotivated, but I had a plan in the back of my head.
Okay.
So what I did is I uploaded this backlog of videos, and then I spent my last money, which was around 5,000 euros. That's how much I had in my bank account. I spent it all on ads. So what I decided to do is I ran ads.
Yeah, explain that, because the viewers might not fully understand what ads are.
Ads, you know, whenever you watch a YouTube video, an ad gets played, and you know, you can skip it. And most of the time, you know, ads aren't really that efficient. Yeah. But in my case, it would have worked because I was going to directly play ads on Kwebbelkop's channel, and people were already wondering, where is Tiger? Where did he go? Wow. He just disappeared off the face of the planet. So I kind of exploited that. And
which you had all right to do. This is completely legal.
Yes, 100%. This is legal. I can play ads on this channel. Pick that one out, threw my entire 5,000 euro budget on it. And by my calculations, it should have gotten me 70,000 subscribers. It actually ended up giving me more than that. I got 100,000 subscribers, I think, in 1 or 2 months.
Wow.
And all of those old videos that had 50 to 100 views were all of a sudden now at 100,000, 200,000.
So you made your money back by promoting your new channel on Kwebbelkop.
Yes.
Under advertisement.
Yes. It was a risky move, but it paid off.
This resulted in some success, growing Hassan's new channel to over 100,000 subscribers by April of 2021, which is where it ties back to Kwebbelkop's fondness of VTubers. Remember, Hassan never owned the Tiger channel, Kwebbelkop did, and now with a channel that has over 900,000 subscribers and with no one running it, what do? Kwebbelkop thought to jumpstart his VTuber project.
Now, what happened in that exact time is I got another notification, Tiger uploaded again.
So
I'm like, what?
This is kind of like a...
But you didn't have access to Tiger.
I didn't have access to
You weren't
the
Tiger
channel.
anymore.
Nope.
How could Tiger upload a video?
Yeah, I clicked on the video, and it was pretty shocking. The guy literally cloned me. He cloned me, okay? And that is super fucked up. And I know he sat here on this podcast, and he said, like,
He
you know...
sat exactly in that spot.
He sat in this spot, and he said, like, yeah, you know...
Look at the camera.
Legally, it's fine. You know, I could have done that. But here's the thing. Yes, in the contract, it did say that eventually that the Tiger channel would turn into a VTuber.
It said that in your contract?
It said that. But the way we separated... It doesn't make any sense for him to do that because we had a plan that I was going to, you know, say like a goodbye video. We're going to transition into the VTuber. But because I left and I guess he was salty, he just made a VTuber.
So he would then go on to clone his friend, Hassan, into a VTuber. We don't have much footage since the videos were deleted, but we do have Hassan's reactions after they were uploaded.
This looks absolutely trash, bro. This is such low quality. Did you make this in Paint or something? What is going on? Let's keep watching.
I don't know what's going on. Help.
And the voice, man, it sounds so
cleaner.
bad.
Help,
sounds
cleaner.
so
Look
bad.
over here.
Help, cleaner, over here. Listen, they got the pitch of my voice right, but the accent is absolutely cringe. Bro, whoever they hired for voice acting is absolutely trash, man. Jeez.
It was played off as an April Fool's joke. Jordy would come in with Hero and find that Tiger has transformed himself into a VTuber. He'd say this was Jordy's fault, calling out for war. But when Kwebbelkop tries to figure a way out, you know what? He kind of likes it in there, I guess. It's a script for kids. What do you want me to say?
So over here we can see Kwebbelkop and a yes man next to him.
You were the last one to see him.
Yeah, he was just working at the office.
Working at the office?
Out of nowhere. He's just gone.
Just gone, yeah? Mm-hmm. Just gone. Okay, Mr. Jordy Van Den Bussy. Just gone. Okay.
Hey! You betrayed me, Jordy. I've been trapped in here for over a month.
How'd you get in there?
I used your name on this website, and then this happened. Jordy, this is all your fault. This means war.
Whoa.
Did that little robot version of me just say this means war? They're trying to mock me, okay? Listen, I made a video why I left Kwebbelkop and Tiger, and in the video, I said this is war. Listen to this. Don't care what it takes. I'm coming for you, boys. You guys know who you are, and you better get ready, because this is war. So cringe, bro. So cringe.
Oh, hold on. Let me get you out of here.
Wait, no, stop.
Wait, what's up?
I like it here. It's nice.
No, you don't. You don't like it
I can record videos as well. I've been recording for the past month.
What do you mean you've been recording videos?
Yeah, I can record videos in here, Jordy. It's great. You just can't upload them because of YouTube's anti-bot policy.
So you want to stay in here?
Bro,
yeah, I want to stay in
this
here.
is
Can we still
making
make
me
videos together?
so
Of course,
mad.
Jordy. You're my best friend.
Look at the monitor. Oh, no. And then Jordy comes in. Hey, Tiger, you're my best friend. in the meantime, we literally have full-on beef, and he's calling me his best friend. That's weird, no?
Yeah. Well, so and I
Isn't that
think
weird?
a lot of
The kids who were subscribed to the main Tiger channel didn't really notice that Hassan was gone. Go figure. But Hassan felt this was morally bankrupt of Kwebbelkop to do, with Kwebbelkop even admitting so.
Do you remember what you did the moment you had a falling out?
With him, like what I did to him.
No, to the channel.
What his
This
channel?
is pre-
Yeah.
days.
So that was it. We were working on launching a VTuber, and we had a bunch of cloning technology.
right, yeah, I remember.
And then, hey, by the way, as an April Fool's joke, because I wasn't sure how severe the situation was going to be,
Yeah.
and then I kind of made an April Fool's joke where I cloned him.
Was it on April Fool's?
It was on April Fool's, yes.
But you
Yeah.
cloned.
and that completely backfired.
You cloned a guy.
Yeah.
Who was signed under your name and you had beef with and left.
Yes, and just so you know, legally I was covered, but obviously morally and ethically it was an absolute big move.
just putting
Yeah.
the
How
legality.
long was that video up for?
The
few
clone
days,
videos.
few days, but I was very much under the impression, oh, people will get like we're joking and maybe we can laugh about it, and no one laughed about it. And we're like, okay,
I've got a.
Not only that, Kwebbelkop would continue to upload more videos under the Tiger VTuber persona, enraging the YouTuber community once again. After receiving tons of hate and videos being made on him, Kwebbelkop would delete the VTuber uploads and abandon the channel altogether. This didn't really result well for Tiger, falling into a gambling addiction and later becoming bankrupt, owing hundreds of thousands in taxes. Tiger would fight to get the channel back, but Kwebbelkop would ask for $300,000, citing the cost of production being why. But Tiger simply didn't have the funds at the time. Then after he got bankrupt, he'd lose all hope, which led him to calling Jordy in a last-ditch effort to get his channel back, which ended up working.
But I think he wanted like 300,000 or something.
Oh, so did the price go up then?
Yeah, so he just wanted like a big lump sum upfront, no lifetime revenue split. That's why the amount went higher, I guess.
And so that was more than you got. You could afford then, I guess, to do that. Yeah.
Wow. So you guys were back together. You guys were friends again. He offered you Tiger again, but you didn't take it again.
Couldn't take it. Couldn't get the money for it.
You're already bankrupt at this point.
Was he?
I was going towards it.
Right.
I was spiraling down that way.
Was he offering to help you again, or why did he reach out this time?
I actually reached out to him. I messaged his assistant. I said, "Yo, can I come over?"
Okay.
And I just drove there without him even knowing. And
Wow.
then he just agreed to meet with me, and then we just had a little catch up, talked about the channel. He said, like, let's just finally come to a deal, whatever. But then it just didn't happen again.
Yeah.
So then what happened is, one day I was super, super fucked up, like mentally, and I was crying. I sent Jordy a message like, "Yo, I don't know what to do." And I guess at that point he kind of felt sympathy towards me, and then he just gave me the channel,
Completely for free.
completely for free.
Kwebbelkop is a money-consumed narcissist, but sometimes they can have a heart, giving the entire Tiger account back to Hassan, which, in all fairness, didn't really solve any of his problems. That is the story of how Kwebbelkop cloned his friend. But that's not the end of Kwebbelkop's story. Remember when he was going through a depression?
I had a depression.
He'd actually take this time to reflect, going to therapy, and understanding that he felt burnt out, wanting to quit altogether.
So then why is one of your focuses right now figuring out how to pull the personality out of someone's channel? Because you've been doing sort of AI-based channels, right?
Yeah.
So I find it quite interesting because you're in this like personal kind of journey for your own channel to really bring your personality out of it.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, one of the interesting things you've been doing is creating AI channels that like have no personality. So where did that come from? Like,
During my mental health episode, if you can call it that, because I can't call it
a
depression
if you want.
anymore.
It's
I thought, okay, well, maybe I don't even want to be making videos anymore. But unfortunately, there's one small problem, is that the moment I don't record videos anymore, my entire business stops functioning.
Sure.
So I thought, okay, well, can I potentially delegate steps in this process? And it started off with thumbnails and edits and eventually video ideas. And then I was faced with the fact that I'm still there and I cannot be replaced. Or can I? And that's really when I started thinking about where's the future going to go.
But as he said, wanting to quit has its own problems, and he'd lose the business he spent years building. He'd start delegating work to other people, which became a problem of its own.
So Kwebbelkop basically tweeted out saying that he spends on average,
Well, it's the most ridiculous shit.
14 days and 14 editors to make one video.
Bro,
That's ridiculous. And he broke it down as
there's
well.
so many
You've
questions.
seen his
I have
videos, right?
so many questions about the thing that he tweeted out. Because one, instantly I'm thinking your team or your process is incredibly inefficient. Yeah. Two, you're overpaying people that aren't working hard enough, because looking through the job list and the time that it took, it's taking 16 hours to make a thumbnail. You need a new graphics guy.
That's when he started looking into AI, which ties back to the intro. On August 1st, 2023, he'd upload a video titled Minecraft, but you only get one block, which wasn't out of the ordinary until we saw this guy.
Today, I am stuck.
He is
on
not
one
here.
block.
This is
Can
all
we survive?
AI.
Watch until the end to find out. Oh my god, guys, it says break the block below you, but I can't lie, I'm kind of scared because I'm not sure.
So everything that's being said here, the VTuber avatar, the fucking Bitmoji of him, and all of the dialogue and everything is AI. So he never even had to record. They just needed some kind of gameplay. At least for now. Eventually they'll probably be able to just have the AI do some rudimentary gameplay. And he can just pump these things out endlessly across like 20 channels. And his Twitter as well. You might have seen Kwebbelkop replying to a bunch of tweets recently. His Twitter is run entirely by AI. I think. I don't think he has any human input left on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the future of YouTube, or what Jordy wants you to believe is the future of YouTube. This poorly rendered 3D figure that always bobs its head and doesn't have a mouth that's properly synced is what Kwebbelkop wants the future of YouTube to be. I am not joking. On his Twitter, all he does is tweet about AI. He tweets about how it's the next best thing, how it will one day surpass Mr. Beast, that, you don't even know that it's AI content. But all he does is get criticized and ratioed for it. You open up one Kwebbelkop tweet and it's just people telling him that his ideas are incredibly stupid. He's also somehow gotten into controversy with his AI tweets. He often fanfics himself with his AI girlfriend, going on AI dates, renting out AI hotels, having an AI daughter, and all that. It's weird, and there's nothing really I can say more about it. He just fell off. Not joking about that either, considering himself to be a dead YouTuber, even though he gets 30 million monthly views, going on a podcast with Jelly and Slogo, talking about it for like 20 fucking minutes. And on a side note, this podcast fucking sucks, dude. Y'all both have infinite money, okay? Infinite money, and you choose to do this. You don't have to do this, right? No one here is actually interesting. Slogo cuts people off for the dumbest reasons, all right? Jelly puts in nothing to the conversation, and whoever the guest is, they just cut off each time, and all they do is apologize for it for the entirety of the podcast. But back to the topic in hand, considering himself to be a dead YouTuber, he takes on the approach that any publicity is good publicity, even bragging about his Twitter interactions going up. But did I mention that he also has another channel, Blue?
Today, it's my goal to go from baby to baby Spider-Man. And to do that, I have to drink some spider milk. Because check it out, Spider-Gwen's got some milk. Who wants spider milk?
I'm gonna get you out of here. This is the last thing I do. We gonna kill you, dog. We gonna get you gone, bro. I'm talking about, we gonna bury you in the dirt, and we gonna stone you to death. Me and 600 niggas gonna have you up against the wall, and we all gonna 100 round clips with you, bro.
It all kind of goes back to the branding, and it's actually quite smart. Kwebbelkop was always orange, Jelly was green, Slogo was red, Tiger was yellow, and Blue was, well, blue. Who is Blue? It's a channel owned by Jordy where it's a VTuber uploading those GTA $1 up my butt challenge videos. And it's come to some success. Seeing this, Kwebbelkop still believes in the future of AI and VTubers. But do you? Do you honestly think this is the best content out there? Do you think Noob to Pro Cameraman in GTA 5 is the best our society has to offer? Kwebbelkop might, since, he pioneered these types of videos, but not everybody wants to be a sellout kids YouTuber. So, do you remember that channel, Hero?
Hey guys, it's Hero. I'm Kwebbelkop's twin brother, and I just hacked into Tiger's YouTube channel. Subscribe to my channel. Link is in the description. Subscribe now. It's the best channel in all of YouTube.
What are you doing?
No.
Why are you on Tiger's YouTube channel?
I just hacked into his channel. Subscribe. Subscribe to Hero. Subscribe to Hero. It's the best channel of all of YouTube.
Of course you do. He was immensely popular. He actually didn't hack the channel, but was actually fired. But his channel did have 200,000 subscribers, which led Kwebbelkop to start experimenting. He'd start uploading AI-generated content onto the channels he already owned.
You won't believe this. The highest grossing biopic of all time, Bohemian Rhapsody, earned a staggering $903 million worldwide. That's more than double the revenue of the second highest grossing biopic, Straight Outta Compton, which raked in $201 million. Talk about rocking the box office.
Who cares, right? Who cares? This is Ash, this is Solus, this is what Kwebbelkop thinks the future of YouTube should be. He's prancing around thinking he's the next Steve Jobs while producing AI garbage like this. I don't care about Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't really care. This AI video doesn't make me want to care. I have watched videos on things I don't care about before. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This video right here. I didn't care about it before. And then I watched this and I was like, yo, they're pretty cool. All right. But this AI video, I don't care, man. To be human is to have free thought, and AI is not free thought. If you watch any of these videos, they're not interesting. I too could make a video where I talk about Robert De Niro and Tiffany Chen appearing in public for the first time, where I don't even show Robert De Niro's face while explaining him, and proceed to only talk about what they're wearing. Ooh, black tuxedos. You see how that's human? Now listen to the AI.
Taxi driver star donned a classic tuxedo while holding hands with Tiffany, who looked chic in an all-black ensemble.
Be real with yourself. Would you watch this? No, right? Be real for the future of YouTube. You don't care about this type of content, and you should not support it here on YouTube. But Kwebbelkop thinks differently. On September 22nd, he'd upload the second part to his AI upgrade.
11 years ago, I started my YouTube journey. My one and only goal was to entertain as many people as possible, to share my joy with the world, and to form new friendships. I had a lot of fun, from playing with my best friends to meeting completely new strangers and having a blast. There will always be a point where I'll end up quitting. That might be now, that might be 10 years from now, that might be 50 years from now. So I decided to clone myself. I decided to make a virtual version of Kwebbelkop. Every second you've been watching of this video so far has been completely AI generated. The Kwebbelkop you're seeing on the screen right now is not really me. I hope this video provides a better glimpse into the vision that we have for Kwebbelkop AI.
This video was all in AI. Did that surprise you? Ooh, spooky. No, right? Because the way he was blinking was super awkward to look at, and I had to stare away at some points. This is unethical, and not only that, it could be used for incredibly dangerous purposes. He'd even tweet out how cloning someone's likeness without consent should not be allowed. But if they give permission, why not? Which is insane to say because he's probably like the only person who's ever actually cloned somebody. Kwebbelkop does not care. As stated in the Sunny V2 video, he is money hungry and has lost most of his friends in the pursuit of money. But what he's doing and what he's heading towards is dangerous and should not be pursued any further. This type of trash content is going to litter the TikTok and YouTube Shorts algorithm if we allow this to continue. Kwebbelkop's downfall has been fun to study. From 15 million subscribers to begging on Twitter for interactions, he's a story of how money can be your ultimate downfall and how in the pursuit of money you can lose all the things that once made you who you are. His new AI content also kinda sucks. So that's the full story of Kwebbelkop and his controversies. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment what you think Kwebbelkop should do next. Retire? Subscribe if you haven't already to see more quality content like this, and turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload. Well, that's all, folks. Peace.